In our modern world, our phones are everything. Maps, translators, cameras, and our link to everyone we know. They're our safety net, our entertainment, and our constant companions, especially when we travel. It's almost impossible to imagine navigating a new city or country without that little device in our pocket. But somewhere along the way, I realized my phone had become a crutch, filtering my travels through a screen instead of my own eyes. I was missing out on the real world, distracted by notifications and the urge to document every moment. So I set myself a challenge: travel for 10 days in Portugal without my smartphone. No backup, no cheating, just a true digital detox in a foreign land. No Google Maps, no Instagram, no quick texts, just me, a paper map, a notebook, and my wits. I wanted to see if I could rediscover the magic of travel the old-fashioned way. Could I navigate, order food, and make friends without my digital safety net? Would I get hopelessly lost? Or would I find something even more valuable along the way? My friends thought I was crazy. How will you find your way? What if you get into trouble? They couldn't believe I'd willingly give up the convenience and comfort of my phone. But that was the point. Travel is meant to push us out of our comfort zones. It's about embracing the unknown, not just following a GPS from one tourist spot to the next. I wanted to connect more deeply with my surroundings and the people I met. Without a screen between us, I hoped for more genuine interactions and spontaneous adventures. With a deep breath, I switched off my phone and zipped it away. It felt both terrifying and exhilarating, like stepping off a ledge into the unknown. For the next 10 days, I would be a traveler from a different era, relying on serendipity and human kindness. Every decision would be made in the moment, not by an app. This is the story of those 10 days, of difficulties, unexpected joys, and the lessons I learned by leaving my digital life behind. There were moments of frustration, but also moments of pure connection and discovery. I hope it inspires you to consider what you might discover if you dared to unplug and see the world with fresh eyes. Sometimes the best memories are the ones we don't capture on camera. The challenge had officially begun. With every step, I felt a mix of anxiety and anticipation, unsure of what each day would bring. I was ready to embrace the uncertainty. Every wrong turn could become a new adventure, every conversation a chance to learn. I would rely on my senses to guide me, listening to the sounds of the city, following the scent of fresh bread, and feeling the texture of ancient streets beneath my feet. Could I not only survive, but thrive? Would I find a new sense of freedom or just frustration? I was about to find out. Here's what happened when I left my phone behind and truly stepped into the world. The first hours were the hardest. Every minute seemed to stretch out, heavy with uncertainty and anticipation. I could feel my heart pounding as I waited for my flight, the familiar comfort of my phone now replaced by a strange emptiness. As my plane landed in Lisbon, my hand kept reaching for my phone, almost on autopilot. It was a reflex I couldn't shake, a habit built over years of constant connection. The city below looked both inviting and intimidating, a place full of possibilities but also unknowns. The phantom buzz of notifications was a constant nagging feeling. I kept thinking I was missing something important. Even though I knew there was nothing there, it was like my mind was playing tricks on me, reminding me of everything I'd left behind. How would I get to my hostel without a ride-sharing app? The question echoed in my mind, making me second-guess every step. I realized how much I'd come to rely on technology for even the simplest tasks. I watched others pull out their phones, instantly connected and in control. While I felt exposed and vulnerable, it was as if everyone else had a secret map, and I was left to wander without directions. But people traveled for centuries without phones. Surely I could manage. I tried to remind myself that adventure once meant stepping into the unknown, not following a blue dot on a screen. I found the airport information desk and, for the first time in ages, asked a real person for help. My voice felt shaky, but the staff greeted me with a warm smile, making the world feel a little less intimidating. The kind woman explained the metro system and circled my stop on a paper map. She even gave me tips about which line to take and what to watch out for, her advice more personal than any app notification. It took longer than using an app, but it was a genuine human interaction I would have missed otherwise. There was something comforting about the exchange, a reminder that people can be just as helpful as any device. That evening, sitting alone at a cafe, I had no screen to hide behind. The urge to scroll or check messages was strong, but I resisted, letting myself simply exist in the moment. I just observed. the trams rattling by, the intricate tile work on the buildings, the laughter of locals echoing through the streets. The city felt alive in a way I'd never noticed before. At first, I felt awkward and self-conscious, but then I started noticing the little details, the way the light danced on the cobblestones, the aroma of fresh pastries drifting from a nearby bakery, the snippets of conversation in a language I barely understood. By the time I found my way back to the hostel, a new feeling was taking root. Freedom. I realized I was capable of navigating this unfamiliar world on my own terms. I wasn't tied to a charging cable or Wi-Fi signal. My evening was mine alone, unfiltered and unshared, and that felt surprisingly liberating. My evening wasn't about curating the perfect photo, it was about being there. I savored my meal, tasted every bite, and let my thoughts wander without interruption. The initial fear mingled with a sense of capability. I felt a quiet pride in having faced my discomfort and come out stronger, even if it was just for one day. I had survived the first day, navigated, eaten, and found my bed. No digital assistance required. It was a small victory, but it felt monumental. The world hadn't ended. In fact, it felt like it was just beginning to open up. I realized that sometimes letting go of control is the only way to truly experience something new. I was ready for more. The fear was still there, but now it was mixed with excitement. A cocktail of fear and freedom, and I was ready to take another sip. On my third day in Lisbon, I set out to explore Alfamar's enchanting maze of winding streets. My paper map was useless, twisting and turning in my hands as I tried to make sense of the labyrinth around me. The sun was warm, the air filled with the distant sound of fado music, but I was hopelessly lost. Lost and frustrated, I sat on a stone bench, feeling as helpless as I looked. The city's beauty felt just out of reach, hidden behind my confusion and growing anxiety. That's when an elderly woman noticed me. With a gentle smile, she approached and, seeing my struggle, called over her grandson Tiago, who spoke some English, and seemed eager to help. Instead of just pointing the way, Tiago offered to walk with me. As we wandered, he shared stories about his neighborhood, describing the history behind the colorful tiles and the secrets of the narrow alleyways. He showed me a hidden bakery tucked away from the crowds, where the smell of fresh pastries drifted out onto the street, and a secret viewpoint only locals knew about, and even the home of a famous fado singer whose music echoed through the neighborhood at night. This was a side of Lisbon no app or guidebook could have revealed to me. It felt like I was being let in on the city's best-kept secrets. We weren't just local and tourist. We became two people sharing a walk, a conversation, and a genuine connection, laughing at my misadventures and marveling at the city together. When I finally saw the castle, I thanked Tiago. He smiled and said, "This is Lisbon." In that moment, I understood what he meant. Getting lost wasn't a failure. It was an unexpected opportunity to see the city through someone else's eyes. It forced me to be vulnerable, to let go of control, and to trust in the kindness of strangers. The kindness I received was overwhelming, reminding me that travel is about people as much as places. That day, I didn't just find the castle. I found a deeper connection to the city and its people, and a new sense of belonging. No app could provide that kind of experience or the warmth I felt from those I met. Sometimes the best discoveries happen when you're lost, open to the world and willing to embrace the unknown. And sometimes you find more than you were looking for, unexpected friendships, unforgettable memories, and a piece of the city that stays with you forever. Navigating without a phone felt like learning to walk again. My tools, a paper map, a small compass, and my own observation. Each morning I traced my route and memorized landmarks. Out on the streets I looked up, scanning for street signs, church spires, and the sun's position. Using a compass felt old school and empowering. The process was slower but far more rewarding. The most important tool, other people. Asking for directions became a daily ritual, often leading to small, positive interactions. Even with a language barrier, a smile and a pointed finger go a long way. I wasn't just moving from point A to B, I was learning the city, discovering hidden alleys and engaging with locals. The journey itself became as important as the destination. I developed a stronger sense of place and accomplishment. Sometimes the best way to find your way is to ask for help. Thinking of trying a phone-free trip? Preparation is key. Print out all essential info, flights, accommodation, emergency contacts. Keep documents in a travel wallet for peace of mind. Bring a phrase book and learn a few key phrases. Locals appreciate the effort. A notebook and pen are invaluable for directions, notes, or even doodles. For safety, let someone know your itinerary and trust your instincts. Carry a bit of emergency cash, separate from your main wallet, embrace a different mindset. Things will take longer, you'll get lost, and that's okay. View mishaps as part of the adventure, not failures. The goal isn't efficiency, it's to experience something different. Be patient and open to spontaneity. The best moments often happen when plans go awry. A phone-free trip is about letting go of control and embracing the unpredictable. That's where the magic happens. We're bombarded by FOMO, endless feeds, curated lives, and constant comparison. Leaving my phone behind introduced me to JOMO, the joy of missing out. For 10 days, I was blissfully unaware of news, trends, or what friends were doing. My mind quieted, anxiety faded, and I was fully present. I could sit in a park and just watch the world go by. No boredom, no restlessness. The pressure to perform for social media vanished. I traveled for myself, not an audience. My experiences became personal memories, not digital files. Disconnection brought peace, presence, and a profound sense of well-being. Sometimes missing out is exactly what we need. Without a phone, I made deeper connections with people. No screen to hide behind meant I was open and approachable. In hostels and cafes, I found myself in real conversations, not scrolling alone. One evening, a simple question from another traveler sparked hours of storytelling and new friendships. Asking locals for help led to genuine moments of connection. People became the main event, not just background in my photos. The best souvenirs are the human connections you make. Removing the digital barrier let me engage with the world wholeheartedly. Despite our differences, we all crave community and understanding. The best part of travel is the people you meet along the way. We obsessively document our lives, believing photos help us remember. But my phone-free days taught me the opposite. Constant capturing pulls you out of the moment. Without a camera, my senses were heightened. I truly experienced each place. I remember the wind at Cabo da Roca, the taste of grilled sardines, the sound of fado music. These memories are vivid, multisensory, and deeply personal. Psychologists call this attentive processing. It's how strong memories are formed. When I returned home, I had stories, not photos. Sharing those stories made the memories even richer. The best way to preserve a trip is to live it fully, not just record it. The world is more vibrant when you see it with your own eyes. My 10 days without a phone were challenging, rewarding, and life-changing. I returned home with a heart full of stories and a mind full of vivid memories. I rediscovered my resourcefulness and the joy of being present. The greatest adventures lie just outside our comfort zones. You don't have to go 10 days, start small. Leave your phone behind for an afternoon. See how it feels to rely on your senses and the kindness of others. This journey is about reclaiming your attention and living, not just documenting. Trade curated perfection for the messy, beautiful reality of true adventure. The world is waiting for you. Will you accept the challenge? Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you out there, phone-free and full of life.